unsure how this is going to work and you want to cancel, please just cancel. You can do it on your iPhones. I think you just go to the iStore or whatever it is and look at your subscriptions and cancel it on there. You can cancel it on here, I do believe, and you can cancel it on your, obviously, Google Store, Play Store. So
yeah, I've just placed all of mine. I've just unticked all the auto renewals for the time being until what happens on the 15th happens.
Yeah, because I've had talked to a few people about it, but I'm unsure. I've read it myself and I'm unsure about it, but I don't want nobody getting upset because, you know, they've maybe gifted 4 people some renewing sub or whatever, and then suddenly stung with a bloody £56 bill or whatever, £50 or £60 bill. That won't be fair. So no, just cancel. If you all want to cancel, I would not take no offence to it. If you want to cancel, it's fine. You know
£9 a month's a joke, respectfully.
Yeah,
like, I don't like anybody enough on this app to pay £9 a month.
Me neither, I'm afraid. Sorry. I'd get bloody, I don't know, what do you call it, Prime Video or something for £9 a month. Bloody hell.
Can everybody follow Joey, please? Because he needs a couple more followers to go live. Can everybody follow
I'm sorry,
Joey?
guys. I didn't even know I was in the box. I saved that pig's life, by the way, everyone, if you want to follow someone that saved the piglet's life.
Get out, Joey.
But I'm going to pop one down because that's all what I really wanted to say. Good to see you back, Chippy, but remember, you matter. If you need to take another break, do it.
I will do it. What do you call it? No, thanks, Chris. What do you call it? I enjoyed my break. I've spent some good quality time with my son, teaching him fishing and stuff like that. He's caught his first pike. He's caught his first big carp. So he's chuffed. I'm chuffed. He's right into it. So we've spent some quality time together. And this app is not life. So, yes, maybe I deserve some of the shit. Maybe and some of it I didn't. But do you know what? The doxing side, absolutely not. I'll never agree. We're going to talk about that on the Angie thing and the Angel Wings. I don't agree with doxing. I don't agree with people going to people's houses. I understand the beef and I understand what Angie did to cause this situation, but I still don't agree with it. Just pause a minute, sorry.
The thing with that, though, is I think Angie brings a lot of it onto herself. And you can understand when people get angry with the things that she says. It is a bit extreme to turn up at her door. But for her then to start saying that she came equipped and was going to ill her off, like, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It started getting
did this happen at the weekend?
Was this Friday?
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, again, you know, if you're that aggravated about somebody on here, including myself, or what, if you're that aggravated by something somebody said or done or whatever, right? Maybe that's a sign for you to just say, do you know what, I need to step back myself. Step back, take a break. Don't let the fucking app get to you like it gets to you. And I know that's easier said than done, but sometimes this app just drags you into a corner and you think, what the and you feel like you have to respond to people, but you don't always have to respond to stuff, you know. People are trying to bait you out. You don't always have to respond to it.
At the end of the day, you don't actually know who's behind any account. You don't know the person. You don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And the thing as well is that actions have reactions. And that's what seems to be happening. And you don't understand how deeply someone's going to feel if you're personally attacking them.
Again, yeah. And there could be lots of other that are hidden that you don't know. So that person that you're going to go threaten may have some real life commitments that they need to do. And if you hurt that person or do something wrong to that person, it could kick them over the edge when somebody else might get affected by your behaviour. So just don't do it. What's the fucking point? Where's it going to get you?
TikTok
Criminal
needs
record?
to police better. TikTok does need to police better. Purely because they're bringing in money. That's no excuse to let them get away with what they're doing on live.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like if they weren't doing what they were doing, people wouldn't be so... And I know people have the choice to not watch. I get that. But sometimes you get sucked in, don't you? And it's...
You do. What I would say is there's loads of things you can do before them steps are needed. So if someone's talking bad on you, block them. Don't go in their lives. Don't listen to them. don't respond to them. Yeah? It's not going to last forever. So just take your steps before you need to think about other serious steps that involve going off the app. Do you know what I mean?
That's all well and good, though, for you guys that are up and live so often. But then the comments, when you've blocked it and you're not seeing it, the comments come in and they turn around and start mixing things up.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the people in the comments,
they're there with
cause
their big
like
spoon.
80% of the problems.
Yeah, but it's the comments. It's difficult for comments because comments don't have any emotion attached to them. So I get that some people will put something and in a comment, it's probably, it can be perceived 100 ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it depends who you are, you know what I mean? So who it is that's writing it and who it is that's receiving it. So I think sometimes comments just ignore a comment. What's a comment on a screen? It's not really worth reacting to where you... I just think if you need to go off the app... Oh, hello. Are you in the box? No. I don't want to listen to private conversation.
I think we pocket dialed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, can I get a word in? Because Paula don't stop talking.
2 seconds.
Leaving. Sorry, Jodie. Bye.
Have a good holiday,
I'm
Chris.
joking, Paula. Where's she gone?
She's gone. Oh,
Hey, Hardy.
while you're... where's Top Girl?
It's her birthday. She's living her best birthday life.
All right, okay. We were going to say happy birthday to her, so, yeah. I didn't know.
No, she don't live on the app, unfortunately. What you may hear is not always the truth.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep, she actually does go out the house.
Oh.
I just... Something's niggling at me, and people are going to absolutely hate it, but I'm not on here to be liked. I don't give a shit. If you are going to call out certain creators for certain behaviours, you need to also call out the ones that you like that are doing the same thing.
Yeah?
Like, stop being mixy. Either call them all out or shut up.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Another point to that, though, Jodie, is if you're going to call out certain people for doing certain things, don't be doing it your bloody self.
Yes.
Because, for example, the Canadian one, everything that she's complained about in the videos I've seen this morning, she has been guilty of doing herself at some point. And I've only been here since December, and I've seen her doing it.
Didn't she allow, or didn't she either dox somebody or allow somebody to be doxed in her life?
Well, she's got
She
aliens and
arranged,
mod.
didn't she?
She did what?
She arranged for the Cooper lady to go to Alex's.
Oh, she arranged that, did she?
Apparently so. She admitted it over the weekend.
So she's doxed and stuff and arranged, right.
This
off
is
the app
what I
activity.
mean.
Who's
You're
in the
seeing
box?
people jumping in boxes and calling out like EQ, Canadian Angie, but they've either doxed or they've done something themselves. And it's just like, where is your accountability for yourself? Never mind calling others out. That's all.
Oh, she did, Alicia. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
You know me, I call TG out roughly for what she does, so don't ever think she gets away with shit.
I just think there's nothing wrong with being honest. You know what I mean? Yeah, you do handle it slightly different when it's your friends. You handle it different when it's your friends. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but
there's better ways to deal with it.
friendships shouldn't judge your moral compass. If your friends are doing something against your moral compass, are they really your friends?
This is my point when I'm saying, how can a whole app, right? And this is not me supporting EQ because I'm never going to do that, right? But how can a whole app go at EQ, accuse her of the things they've accused her of, call her a pred, say that they've got pictures of her doing whatever or in a bed with somebody underage, right? How can they say all that, then be in boxes like they've never said it? I don't get it.
But then they also get quite snappy when their community are telling them that they were disappointed that they were in certain boxes.
Yeah, I just don't make sense. It all to me, it just sounds like, what the f***, what's going on here? Is it just me that's hearing this shit, or is it, or working the shower in my head, or is there more people? You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I don't get it.
This past weekend, Chips, I've seen so many people that are just absolutely fed up with it. But whether they'll stick with that, who knows, or whether they'll be back in there. Like, I watched Corey come in here today and everyone was licking his ass, but then having an opinion on him before he came in.
But and it does happen. It's like, but Corey's no exception to the rule. Corey, you know, I've always said if Corey's stepping over the mark, I'm going to speak on it. You know, I like Corey, I like his humour, but does he need to be involved in all that drama? No. But I will question, how the fuck can you say you're friends with somebody off an app and then allow them to talk shit on you and you talk shit on them like they do while still being friends off there? It doesn't make it. It's not the real world. That does not how life works. I'm sorry, but it don't. If I don't like somebody, you ain't getting number. You know what I mean? And I ain't going to be friends with you off the app and be your fucking enemy on the app. Sorry, I'm not. Stop, get it.
Yeah, Dave Duran's live on, was it Saturday, showed the best and worst of this app so far that I've seen, because it was amazing to see Roadman in there defending his friend and talking about Rebecca's situation and people talking about it, and then unfortunately Hungry Guy got in and it turned.
Yeah,
but
disgusting human being.
After that amazing show of support, it then turned into an absolute shit show.
Yeah.
With all of them jumping in boxes, throwing petty little beef at each other. It was.
Well, they all started making it about themselves, didn't they, as well?
Yeah.
So I was like, what seriously? Nah.
Big up, Roadman.
Thanks, Vanessa. Weebox, thank you.
Big up, Roadman, and we stand with Rebecca Goodwin.
Exactly, right. I'll be in comments, bye.
Yeah, listen, Paula, hello. Angie, you there? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm there, yeah.
Yeah. Because I am going to have to shut this down soon. Because I've got to go out. So,
I just came up to say you can have acquaintances and you can choose to watch who you like, but you can't run with the foxes and hunt with the hounds. You either like someone and you follow them and you sub them, or you sit on the outside or in the chat and you don't have an opinion, because you can't have an opinion and then be slagging them off. You're either one or the other. You can't, in this life, you can't be both.
No, you can't. I just can't see how you can have a friendship off the app and then be enemies on an app. I don't get that, me. That, to me, is just screaming alarm bells. I've got to be honest. Screaming alarm bells. And I want, you know what I mean? I'd like to know what. So, got to be honest. Morning, Elaine.
Morning, Chipper.
Morning, Paula.
Nice to see you back.
Thank you very much. I guess.
Listen,
yeah?
Can I ask you and everybody else, right, if you're a host and people in the box and it's getting overheated, are you responsible for your boxes?
Yes. So, as a host, if you come in and start cursing and swearing and calling people shit, then it's up to me to control control whether I allow you to carry on doing it or kick you out and say, absolutely, I'm not having it. Of course, it's your responsibility. But at the same time, you can't. If you come in now and started just absolutely ranting, it's not my fault you came in and did that, but it would be my fault if I left you in there and just allowed you to do it.
Yeah, so if I started ranting and raving, you could kick me out for it. So why does some of these hosts just let it go over the top?
Money.
Because they want the drama and they want the money. Everybody's going, Dave's hosting this like they did last Friday. Again, they'll all be gifted, they'll all be sitting in the boxes. Listen, it's a storyline. They're all on the phone. You say this, you say that, I'll say this and you say that. That's what they're at. You can read them like a book now. It's just getting boring.
The thing is, Paula, right, for me, right, it's not the fact that they're going to do that, because if they want to do that every Friday and get somebody in a box and have big arguments and beef and people want to gift them, that's up to the people and it's up to them, right? But my problem with it is that the conversation was about FYP hosts, go all have your beef and then we'll do this on a Friday. Well, that for me then screams, well, hold on a minute. Does that mean from when people realise that they can financially gain on a Friday, does it mean all week they're going to create fake drama, fake bullshit, and we're supposed to believe all that? Because I think they will start doing it where it's all fake beef to get in that box on a Friday. And you're going to be the ones, as individuals, that will be sat in comments going, oh, I don't like this. Oh, yeah, that person's a bad person. Oh, yeah, I agree with you. I don't agree with you. I disagree with you. Yes, oh, I like that. And you're going to be the ones that are roped into that shit. You're the ones that are going to be the money and the effort's going to be put in, because the host we put some effort in, but it's not up to us. We don't finance ourselves. We don't.
Well, I think
the screen.
I think the event that happened on Saturday was a shock to a lot of viewers and opened the eyes of a lot of viewers. So much so that some have sort of stepped away from the people they support, and if they try and do it on a regular basis, it will just go that way, because people will see who the fake people are. I think if it does happen this Friday like they want to do, a lot of people will see who's just in it for the money, and I think that will turn a lot of people off supporting certain creators.
I agree with that. I agree with that analogy.
Yeah, I think that's why I don't care, I'll say how it is. This is why Dave wants to do this, because he's going to make a fortune and everybody else in the box is going to make a fortune.
Yeah, and like I say though, Paul, that's not the problem I've got with it. The massive problem I've got with it is, how can you sit in a room, no matter whose room it is, that are getting in these boxes on a Friday, if it all kicks off and starts doing it every week, how can you trust them people are telling you the truth through the rest of the week, and that it's not fake drama? And how do you get involved in that if you can't work out whether it's fake or not? Morning, Jelly.
Morning, Chippy. You know it's fake, because if I've heard people, hosts and big creators saying, look, if we don't have the drama, nobody comes into the room and we don't make the money.
Well, have we had a lot of drama this morning?
No, because you control your boxes.
No, but
you control your room.
Yeah, but we've played funny videos. We've done right at the end. We've done open the boxes and play a few clips of last night. Right? There's no massive drama going on here. Yeah, people have had a say. We haven't had to scream and shout at each other, and I've still made some money this morning, and nobody's upset with anybody, are they? So you don't need to create them rooms, because there's other ways. Miss Rem is successful. Jelly were always did all right.
Yeah.
This is what I'm wondering. I'm wondering why everybody's getting their knickknacks in a twist, Chippy, about it. Do you know what I mean? Why is it any different than what it is now? Fake beef, fake drama. The only difference is it'll be on a schedule. We'll all know what to expect. But it's all the same shit, different day anyway.
Because I sort of feel sorry for the supporters, Jelly, me personally. That, like, there are people that will take the word of their favourite host as gospel, right? Because that's why they're there. That's why they're there. They want to listen to that person. So any one of them you take, no matter which side app it's on, whether it be EQ, Angie, whether it be Miss Red, Luke, or whoever, right? When people go in them rooms, they believe what they're saying. They want to hear their opinion, so they give an opinion and they say what they say, and people are like, yes, I agree with this. This is why I'm here. This is why I support you. Because they think it's based on some truth, right? But if you're going to do this on a Friday, but then the FYP are all going to be beefing, and it's just going. I think it's just going to create a bed of lies, a bed of bullshit, and nobody will know who's lying and who's not lying. You know what I mean? Excuse my language, but
the thing is, Chip, that's exactly the situation now. In my opinion, at some point, I know people support who they choose to support, and that's great. Support whoever you want to support, give to whoever you want to give, whatever. But at some point, the viewers have got to take responsibility for what they're consuming and how they consume it.
Yes. I agree to that as well,
Nobody should be deep in this app to the point that they're prepared to stand on a hill and unalive themselves for a creator that doesn't even know they exist. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Yeah. I would go as far as to say, I don't have no statistics to back this up. I don't care. I would go so far as to say 80% of people that move in Drama Talk have been here for some time. They know what's going on. They know the state of play is. You know, there are very few people that are new, in stumpy air quotes, to Drama Talk. So keep acting like this whole beef, fake drama, scripted shit is new and we didn't know it was coming, and it's a great big shock that Corey and CA are speaking off the app. This is a great big shock. All of that is BS in my opinion.
Okay,
like at some point you need to take responsibility for how you move as a viewer and a commenter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just don't deep it. I said this months ago on my own platform, Chippy. People need to stop, just consume all Drama Talk content as if it is scripted, whether it is or it isn't. Just consume it all as if it is scripted, because that way you don't allow yourself to get too invested in what is going on.
That's a good point, Jelly. I think that is a good point, to be honest with you.
That's the key, because this app isn't a moral compass app. It's a business app, and people will do whatever they do for business. And, you know, when you started your FYP, Chippy, you were doing drama as much as everyone else, right? They adapted and changed. So we've just got, the viewers have got, we all have to take responsibility for our own actions. The problem is that creators will do whatever it is in terms of to make the money, to make entertainment. We're all in tune to drama, and it's played on. Fine, it doesn't matter. And I think us as viewers have just got to realise that that's what it is, and take it is. There's a big X at the top of each screen. If you don't like what you're hearing, press it and move out of that, clear your FYP and start again. There's plenty of creators on here that you might enjoy. The problem we have is that when creators are doing this and we realise that they're doing it for views or for money or whatever, which for me is fine, it doesn't matter, we then have to take what is said with a pinch of salt. If we, like Jelly said, start deeping it and letting it affect our own lives, that's where the problem comes. But if we all clear that it's just an app, whatever they say, it's just general beef for a business, for an app. It happens on TV every day. We listen to EastEnders. None of that's real. We know that it's an act. They're not. The actors aren't like that off screen. Do you know what I mean? But the problem is that those few people that get drawn in really heavily to what their creators are saying and believe everything, they're the ones that have to then come back and pull out, because otherwise they're the ones and they're the people I feel sorry for. But we as general viewers have a choice. We can pull out and choose what we're doing, and we take responsibility who we gift, what we gift. Like, for example, no one tells me where to go and who to gift. If I want to go to any person and gift them, I'll do that. But as long as I know that what I'm doing is my own choice, it's not affecting me in my real life.
2 seconds, Pat. Pat, are you still here? Because she's been blocked.
I'm going to drop down, Chippy, because I know you need to go soon, and I only wanted to pop up because nobody was getting in the boxes, and I wanted to welcome you back.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, TJ, can I just add, Chippy? People say that these creators need to take responsibility. I'll go back to the fact that this isn't new. It's been months now that this has been going on. Do you know what I mean? At no point are creators going to take responsibility. And if you went to therapy regarding your triggers, the therapist is not going to tell you that the rest of the world has to manage your triggers for you. You are responsible for managing your own triggers.
Amen.
Yeah, true. Very true. Very true.
Well, the creators have to be responsible in terms of what they say. You know, generally, you can't go around slurring and all that sort of stuff. There is a set of responsibility, but actually, it's just actors on an app. That's all it is. And we have the choice, and we should take the choice.
We should.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just coming in the morning because what the fuck? I'm working and I've got like 300 miles.
I mean, we're going soon anyway, but can we tell Pat that I blocked Delusive, so she didn't have to leave the room. Hello, Scouse.
Anyway, I'll see you later, Chippy.
Oh, will you now? See you, TJ. Hello, Scouse.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Listen, I'd just like to say, you know, I agree with most of them that have said it's all about the money, and that Dave's lad the other night was shocking. But it's all right saying that, and it's scripted and everything else, but what about the times when we've seen, I'll make Red and Angie, you know, they've been upset by things that EQ have done and said to them. And the people who watch them have all been upset equally with them. And then to see here in the box in the boxes all together. It's like a slap in the face. You know, you mightn't agree with Toulouse of Angie, but like you wouldn't expect anything different. She would go with anyone. But Red, you know, she has got some kinds of moral standing, if you like, on the app. And then to just go in the box with these people who said the worst things about not just her, about her granddaughter.
Yeah.
What would her daughter think of her mother sitting in a box with that?
And they're the bits I don't get. I get what Jelly and TJ are saying, but these are the bits I don't get. If it's just an app, why are people crying? Why are people bringing family into it? If it's just an app, surely you don't need to do all that shit. Surely you can have the beef without all that shit. And at the same time, why? I just look. If someone's saying things about your child, I ain't forgiving them. And I ain't going to sit in a box with them and make fucking bread with them. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. I just don't get it.
No. And an innocent
crazy.
little grandchild.
Yeah.
And the way she's been putting her name about it, you know, Luke's enticing her into the bears and this, that, and the other. How on earth would anyone have any civil words with that monster? Because that's all she is.
I won't have civil words with her.
You don't know, Chippy, you know, I don't come up and do boxes, but just to join you and have you say.
Everybody's entitled to a say, you know that.
I think people need, in my opinion, people need to remember what the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You can't keep gifting these well, I mean, you could do whatever you want, but you can't keep gifting these creators and expecting that something is going to change. I said, I'm such a repetitive bitch and I apologise about it, but I said it months ago. For me, Drama Talk is like a gladiator pit. And it's the viewers that hold the responsibility. They're the ones that are dictating how this goes. A year ago, people were morally outraged by doxing. Yeah. A year down the line, very few actually give a crap that people are rocking up at people's houses and pulling up and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What people are okay with, that line is moving. And that is not okay.
No,
Chippy, I'm dropping. I just came in to get sympathy and I'm not getting any, so bun you all.
Oh, I've got to work.
I'm in.
I'm off too, Chippy. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hello.
How you on, Chippy? Do you know, I know a lot of people are speaking kind of negatively about this sort of Friday, whatever this thing's going to be, what happened on the weekend, but does anybody, in a way, I see it as a good thing, I'm not going to lie, because I think what we've had for weeks, months, however long, is these creators arguing and sort of going backwards and forwards, and it goes on and on and on, and it escalates further and further and further. Do you not think that if at some point, whether it be once a week, once a month, whenever it's going to be, do you not think that everybody getting together, there is going to be arguing, there is going to be mudslinging, because that's just how it goes. But do you not think that they could have a point where, like, say Red's in a box and EQ's in there and Angie's in there, and they're probably going to sling mud, but one of them says, well, why did you say this? And then the other one says, well, I said it because of this. And then they can kind of, in a way, actually have it out between each other, because that doesn't happen. And it just goes on from platform to platform to platform. It gets worse, it escalates. Does anybody not see that?
Actually, as a parent, yeah, I'm speaking as a parent. As a parent, the way EQ spoke about Tilly, I would say I would never forgive that bitch as long as I lived. That would be my honest opinion.
I wouldn't even get in a box with her again.
I won't entertain it.
Can I just interject there? First of all, right, when I jumped in that box, I was heavily intoxicated.
Yes, you was.
And we wasn't all... It's not as if we was all in the box singing "Come by Our My Lord." Do you know what I mean? And I just want to say, I do not speak to any of the people that I don't get on with off the app. I wouldn't. I don't. I don't speak to EQ. I don't speak to Angie. I don't speak to any of the Rat Pack, as what people would call them. So for those saying that people speak off the app, I can tell you now, I don't speak to these people off the app.
A lot of that, Red, is aimed at the thing last night with Corey and Sia, how they can be like they are, enemies on the app and then friends off the app. It's just weird.
Yeah, well, that's up to Corey. I'm not,
it is,
I'm not
weird.
accountable. Yeah, I don't care what Corey gets up to. I don't care what anybody else gets up to and who they speak to and who they don't. I don't speak to any of them.
So my question then, Red, will be, right? What my question would be, because we're both parents, right? And we both had our kids talked about, right? So
yeah,
yours far worse than mine's being talked about, right?
Yeah.
How can you, because I can't, how do you even get in a box and make any sort of conversation with that person?
Can I be honest? For me, it was just a case of, obviously, like I say, I know drink isn't an excuse. I'm still aware of what I'm doing. But for me, it was just like reading them the Riot Act and actually having that communication where I could say exactly what I thought. Do you know what I mean? And say, why do you do this? Why do you do that? As where if I'm on my live and we're cam-toing each other, we don't get that reaction. Interaction. Do you know what I mean?
And is that like enough for you as a parent? Or it's your grandchild, isn't it?
Yeah, she is.
So as a grandparent, is that enough for you then? If you get in a box and say your piece, that's enough for you, it's done. Is that how you see it?
Never ever will any of us be friends. Never. We'll never go for a cup of tea. We'll never, have conversations off TikTok and things like that. For me, I couldn't do it.
So this thing with Dave on doing the Friday thing, would you be doing that? Would you be partaking in that if he accused in that?
I have asked a couple of people what they think of it. I didn't go in for money, Joanne, at all. I don't need to sit in somebody else's box for money. I fire up my own live, do my FYP show, and I live quite comfortably off that. Thank you to my community. But I don't need to jump in anybody's box for clout. I've never done it. Like I say, I'd had a drink and, I was feeling a bit mischievous. And I'm not going to apologise for drinking. I will not apologise. I will not apologise for drinking. I don't know. I've spoke to a couple of people about it, and I don't know. It's probably something I'll have to speak to my community about and see what they think, because they're the ones that support me.
Yeah, that's
what I mean.
This is the stuff we've been talking about this morning about. How can people? Yeah, just mods. Do watch the comments, please. We like creative opinion in here, constructive opinion, not.
No, I don't care what the comments say, Chippy. A majority of the people in the comments that have been negative, they're blocked from alive and they don't like me. I don't care really what they've got to say. All I care about is what my friends think, what my community think. And I always ask my community, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And that, and they're the people that support me, and they're the people that I listen to.
I was just going to say, my worry is, Red, which I've been saying all morning, is that people are going to get confused as to whether it's real beef that are going on and whether they should be emotionally involved if this thing on a Friday. And Dave's got every right to do that on a Friday if he wants to do it. If people want to get in, that's up to him. He's seen an opportunity, let him go for it. That's fine. I've not got a problem with that. What I've got a problem with is that I think that all week, if FYP hosts are just beefing, how do your communities understand whether it's real beef or fake beef? And how do they support you if they can't understand it?
Can I just say something before Donna does? Sorry, Donna. I didn't hear anybody suggest that they were just going to beef all week.
Oh, I did.
Have it out. Well, I can't comment on that. But what I would say is, if on Donna's, I'm not speaking for Donna, but I do know Donna, and I know personally sort of how this long-standing beef and her family members and everything what's happened has affected her. And in the real world, if something was affecting you so badly, you wouldn't forget. You wouldn't necessarily forgive people, and nobody's saying that's what's happening. But there is come to a point where you can kind of move forward from things, and you're not forgetting and you're not forgiving for your own mental well-being. Because at the end of the day, who wants to go to war every single day? Because in your real life, you wouldn't do that. And whether people laugh or not, this is Donna's job, just like it's other people's jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if the person who it's been directly involved in, it's affected them and they want to put an end to it in whichever way they can, I think they should have a right to do that without everybody sort of saying, it's almost like people are saying, well, we feel let down, so you've got to continue this thing.
I get that. I get that.
Sort of risk your own mental well-being to the point where then what if Donna says, well, I'm not coming on anymore because I can't do this? And then people are going to say, no, come on, Miss Red, what do they want her to do? Sit there and beef everybody all day and sit there crying and being affected as she has? I think people are deep in it too much. Donna might think, well, I might only go in there once or twice because I haven't really got much to say. But if I've got a chance to go in there and hash my differences out, then I'll go in, I'll say what I need to say, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Miss Red.
Sorry, Paula. And like I said, like I can only, I can only go on. I can only be honest with people that support me and say that, I mean, I've never been involved in the script, and this is for people that are doubting it. I've never been involved in the script. I never would do a script. I'm not having conversations with people saying, oh, we're going to do this one day. We'll fall out this day. I promise you, thankfully, guys, I would never do that to you. Never, ever, ever. And that's all I can say. Like, I hope that, people believe that. I can't prove it, but it's the truth, because like I say, I wouldn't do that to people, but I won't be apologising for getting in a box after a few drinks and being mischievous. Absolutely.
I don't think you have to apologise because you had been drinking. I think I see it that I'm just like a bit gobsmacked when I see people all in a room when they hate each other. And like I said, if people are going to go for months and call people like EQ a pred, and say they've got this and they've got that on her, and then are talking to her like she's not a pred, I have to question myself, well, is she or isn't she? And if she's not, don't people owe her an apology? Do you know what I mean? So I when I'm trying to work it all out, I'm thinking, I don't know. And I'm worried. I was just worried that the communities that support different, people that support different communities, if you know who you're supporting, that those communities, are they going to be lied to if Dave does this thing on a Friday? And I'm saying there's not a problem with that, all right? But if the individual communities, are they going to be able to understand whether you're lying to them or not lying to them because it's fake beef so that you can take it out on a Friday? Do you know what I mean? So that's what we were basically trying to...
I get that. But all I can say, where I stand, it's not fake beef for me. It's very real. I hate these people. Can't stand them. And like I say, I'd had a drink. I was in a very naughty mood, and I just thought, F it. and yeah, it is what it is. But I'm not scripting anything. The beef is very real. And yeah, and that's all I can say.
Can I ask you a massive question?
Yeah, of course.
It's a massive question. I don't want you to get triggered by it, but how was the cake?
Oh, chippy darling.
What cake?
One cake. What were you doing with the cake? Absolutely disgusting, Donna. I'm leaving that triggered by
It's just wrong, wasn't it? Right, get out of here, all of you. Go on, I'm gonna end it now.
Go on, bye guys.
See you later, bye.
Thank you very, very much, Chippy. Thank you.
All right, Paula, love. Bye.
Kick me out.
I'll kick you out. I've got to go, everybody. I would have loved to carry it on, but I've got to go. So yeah, licking the knife. I've got to go, so I've got things to do, and I've got to make some phone calls. So thanks for the support this morning. Thanks for everybody turning up, and I hope you turn up on Wednesday. I should be able to do it Wednesday, but I do have somebody staying here for a few days. So if I'm not on, I'll let you know. If I'm not coming on, I'll let you know, but I should be on. All right. So thanks for the support, guys. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.